Hi, welcome to Anirecaps. Today, I will explain a 2020 supernatural fantasy called Burn the Witch. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. As the movie opens, we see a girl called Ninny as she walks out of her apartment. She immediately gets surrounded by paparazzi, and they ask her about her breakup with some celebrity. Then she uses her magic to open up a portal in the ground, which she enters and disappears. Then we see Noel riding a dragon. She is chasing some creature that looks like a deer with wings. She says the magic words and blows her pipe, which hurts the deer and it stops. Another creature then appears from the woods and runs straight towards Noel. She shoots it and scares it away. While running, the creature creates a strong wind, which throws both Noel and the deer monster away. Ninny shows up and casts a spell that creates a huge net, which stops Noel from hurting herself. We are then presented with what is going on here. Everything plays out in London, but in its alternate version. In an alternate reality, there are two Londons, Front London and Reverse London. Dragons have been living in this area for centuries, and they are extremely dangerous to people. They actually cause 72% of all deaths in London. There is a catch, however. The reverse side of London is hidden from normal reality, and only residents of Reverse London can see dragons. We then observe Noel and Ninny as they go to their headquarters. They are Pipers, which is a dragon control unit under the jurisdiction of an organization called Wingbind. At the headquarters, they talk about their latest quest, and we see how they get money and points for each mission they successfully finish. Screams can be heard outside, and they go to check it out. It is Balgo, who is dragged by a small dragon through the air. Balgo is a dragon-clad, which means he can attract dragons and he is allowed to have contact with them. Contacts with dragons for ordinary people are usually forbidden and severely punished. The girls decide not to act because Balgo always causes problems, but then their chief arrives. He tells them they will earn some extra money if they help him, and Ninny immediately decides to help. They both jump on their dragons and chase Balgo. He flies through the area and crashes into a house. The Pipers catch him and they have a chat with a boy who lives in the house. They ask him if he touched the little dragon, and they even test him when he says he didn't. It turns out there was no contact, and they let him go. Balgo is questioned about what happened, and he says he was walking his pet when he spread his wings and flew off with him. The girls say it happens only when the creature senses danger, so it is strange that it happened out of the blue sky. A huge dragon then appears behind them and attacks. Noel attacks it with her special magic gun and knocks it out. They call their chief to ask him what to do with the unknown dragon, and the creature then opens its head in half. It just turned into a dark dragon, which is the worst type of dragon. They start to run and the chief orders an emergency lockdown. The whole of Reverse London then goes into lockdown, because a dangerous dragon is on the loose. Girls are ordered to stay away and to wait for the reinforcements, since they are not skilled enough to fight such a thing. Ninny then tells Noel that they should attack it. That way they could get promoted into another unit, since she does not want to be the Piper forever. Meanwhile, Balgo is seen being chased by the dark dragon and it looks like he might even die. The girls then appear and attack the dragon once more. The Wingbind High Council watches them as they fight, and they discuss about Balgo. He has become a big problem since he is attracting too many dragons lately, so they decide to kill him and Bruno will be the one who will do it. Then we see how some journalists from the show Realists talk bad things about a woman called Macy. She is a celebrity and she was in a relationship with Ninny. Those paparazzi from the start harassed Ninny because she broke up with Macy, so they wanted some answers. Macy watches the Realists at her home, and she is enraged because of what they said about her. We see that she has a dragon, although she is a civilian and lives in Front London. Back at the Wingbind headquarters, the chief is bashing Noel and Ninny because of their last assignment. They defeated the dark dragon, but there was a lot of damage around the city because of their actions. He sends them to another mission, saying that they have reports that someone is breeding dragons, which is the worst crime possible. They go out and search for that person, and they take Balgo with them, because he attracts dragons, as we already said. They ride across the city and stop on a rooftop, angry because nothing is happening. Then an explosion can be seen in the distance, and the trio go to investigate. It is the realist's tabloid building. Ninny wonders what they even do here since this is a police job, and then she looks up. She notices someone who resembles Macy, and rushes towards her. She is left in shock when she finds out that it is truly her. Macy then reveals to her that she was the one who blew up the building, because they talked some bad things about their relationship on live TV. Ninny wonders what she is even doing there since this is not her part of London. She belongs to the front side of the city. An unknown dragon then reveals itself, and to make things even worse, it belongs to Macy. Ninny is completely lost at that point, but then Noel arrives. She shoots the dragon and Macy goes crazy, partially because Ninny has a hot female partner. They decide to change their strategy since they are dealing with an unknown dragon, so they fly out. When Ninny goes to the top of the building, another explosion occurs. It is Bruno, and he has come to execute his orders. He then explains how the Wingbind High Council sent him to kill Balgo, and how he tricked Macy into attacking the building so he could attract Balgo to the destination. The city again goes into lockdown, and Balgo is now separated, which makes him an easy target. Noel shoots her gun, which throws anyone around Balgo away, and she grabs him and flies off with him. As Bruno watches this mess in disbelief, Ninny sneaks behind him and threatens him with the gun. He kicks the gun out of her hands, but Noel grabs it and shoots it. Macy shows up on the roof, worried about Ninny, and they pick her up and leave for a safe location. Macy's dragon watches them as they are flying away, and Bruno decides to go after them. He calls for his dragon and departs to hunt down his target. Noel and her group arrive at a safe location and they have a talk. Macy explains how she ended up raising that dragon. One day, as she was walking outside, she saw a dragon next to a sidewalk. She thought she was hallucinating, but took it home anyway. She gave the beast some food, and when it started to eat, she realized this was really happening. She decided to raise it as her own. She further says that that evening, while she was watching that reality show that made her mad, Bruno showed up at her apartment and offered her to have her revenge. Both Ninny and Noel agree that this explains a lot. At that moment, Bruno arrives on his dragon, telling them their time has come. He tells them they all committed many crimes and they must be punished. As he thinks what to do with them, Macy's dragon arrives. It heads straight towards Bruno and he attacks it, but it disappears, which shocks everyone. The mysterious dragon then appears out of nowhere and destroys the crane Bruno and his dragon were standing on. After that, it flies up into the moonlight. The group discusses how there is only one dragon that has the power to become invisible. The mysterious creature morphs into a bigger dragon. Bruno then says that according to legend, a creature that has stealth ability and that changes under the moonlight is actually called Merkin. He further states how it is very powerful, and it can be killed only if the crown sitting on its head get destroyed. Merkin then spreads the star dust, and everyone watches in disbelief as it slowly falls down onto the city. It is a magical dust that explodes upon impact. Bruno waits no longer and attacks the dragon, saying he will become a legend if he kills it. He casts the spell and sends a creature to attack Merkin, but without any success. Bruno and the Pipers then decide to capture the monster since it cannot be killed so easily. Bruno sends his magical trap, and the Pipers follow with their magic. Soon Merkin is trapped with glowing spears and a power curtain. If it tries to destroy that magic, it will explode and the monster will kill itself. However, a powerful explosion occurs and Merkin comes out of it unharmed. The group then reaches the top of a building, and they hope Bruno will do something with the monster, but he has no idea what to do, since it is extremely powerful. Merkin then shows up in front of the group. Macy tries to talk to it, telling it to remember who she is and saying she raised it. Then once again stardust is seen, and the rooftop explodes. The Pipers tell Balgo and Macy to step back, and they protect them from further attacks. Balgo then starts to cry and yells about how he feels useless, but then a pipe he previously got from the chief changes into a sword. Everyone stops for a second, and they stare at the sword, clueless about what is going on. Even the American freezes and stares at the sword, and then out of nowhere, a powerful strike arrives and it hits Merkin. It strikes right through its crown, killing the monster on sight. On the other side of the city we see the chief, who actually fired the shot. It turns out he is way more powerful than we thought. The day after, the girls are at the chief's office, and he tells them there will be no reward for their actions, since they did not kill the beast. Also, he says how Macy will be joining their squad, since she has the ability to see dragons and to attract them, just like Balgo. The High Council decides to leave Balgo alive, since they decide he might actually be useful for them after all. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second, but it means everything to us. Have a great day and see you in the next video.